Testing, 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 testing. What's up, y'all? We here, we here. I don't know how to lighting. I'm still working on my lighting, y'all. Working on Mind Games Uncut podcast. We are here. I'm your host, D Mays. It's 11:46 a.m. in the ATL Eastern Time. Hope everybody's doing well. Yeah, man, we here. We're talking about how social media will destroy mankind, and I hope people got the notification because I don't know why they put the notifications out like maybe 5 or 10 minutes before the actual broadcast. It should be like hours, you know what I'm saying? So people would know, but I guess not. But anyway, y'all, let me go do the plug. Y'all know we got make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all check go to We Control You Mini Documentary. We Control You Mini Documentary. You must subscribe. You don't have to subscribe, but I prefer you to subscribe to the channel and check out We Control You Mini Documentary Part 1. We're working on We Control You P2 that will come out in October. We are in pre-production with that right now. It's going good. I got a lot of people on the documentary. It's going to be a little bit longer. I think it was 24 minutes last time in 2024, but this one will be a little bit longer. We'll probably be pushing between 30 to 40 minutes on this one. So make sure y'all check it out. We Control You on YouTube. We Control You Mini Documentary. On y'all, trying to make sure people got the. Okay, we got it right here. Just wait, people go in real quick. Now that my phone in the room, but we here, man. So yeah. So before we get into it, I know a lot of people talking about the whole what's the brother name? Oh my God, Neil. What's the brother? Oh God, the brother that died in actual Mississippi. Nolan Walker, I believe. Is it no God? It's Nolan something. I can't get the brother name right because I'm not talking about this, but it's kind of touching on what we're talking about today. You know, social media ended mankind. But anyway, let's get right into it. I'm gonna play something. I'm gonna play a couple of things, and then we're gonna piggyback on that. You know, touch on that, and then yeah, let's go.
Cruel social media remarks. Facebook comments have been pouring in after 4 people died while hiking.
You're dealing with an addicted generation. This is a big time bomb ticking. These kids who commit suicide, you go look at their Instagrams, you would have no clue.
Mr. Zuckerberg, would you be comfortable sharing with us the name of the hotel you stayed in last night?
No. People who spend more time on Facebook suffer higher rates of depression than people who spend less time on Facebook. It'll destroy relationships, it'll cost time, it'll cost money, and it'll make your life worse.
What's up, Kathy B? Can you hear it, Kathy?
Human means that you are persuadable.
Can y'all hear it?
It doesn't matter what language you speak. It doesn't matter how intelligent you are. It's not about what someone knows. It's about how your mind actually works.
And we now know that many of the major social media companies hire individuals called attention engineers.
Hey, Kathy B, is the volume good? Was the volume good? I'm gonna make sure you can hear it. I don't want to be distorted. Okay, good. All right, here we go.
Borrow principles from Las Vegas casino gambling, among other places, to try to make these products as addictive as possible.
We are all vulnerable to social approval. We really care what other people think of us. When you upload a new photo of yourself on Facebook, that's a moment where our mind is very vulnerable to knowing what other people think of my new profile photo. And so when we get new likes on our profile photo, Facebook, knowing this, could actually message me and say, oh, you have new likes on your profile photo. It knows that we'll be vulnerable to that moment because we all really care about when we're tagged in a photo or when we have a new profile photo. I mean, I think we can all feel it. And it's as if we've been infected. It's if they drilled a hole in the back of our head and now they've injected the virus and now we walk around searching for feedback using social media. We know that engagement with social media and our cell phones releases a chemical called dopamine. Dopamine is the exact same chemical.
And we talk about that on the We Control You P2, the dopamine. So yeah, we're gonna touch on that too.
That makes us feel good when we smoke, when we drink, and when we gamble. In other words, it's highly, highly addictive. You have an entire generation that has access to an addictive, numbing chemical called dopamine through social media and cell phones as they're going through the high stress. They don't have the coping mechanisms to deal with stress. So when significant stress starts to show up in their lives, they're not turning to a person, they're turning to social media. They're turning to these things which offer temporary relief. We know, the science is clear, we know
that people who spend more time on Facebook suffer higher rates of depression than people who spend less time on Facebook. That's a problem. That's an addiction. If you're sitting in a meeting with people you're supposed to be listening to and speaking, and you put your phone on the table, you're just not that important. So you have an addicted generation that doesn't have.
And I want to touch on this real quick too. I mean, he's talking about that. Like, remember back in the days when we was growing up, we used to eat in the kitchen or the dining room. We didn't have phones and stuff. You talking about your day, how everything's going, how everything was at school, how everything's going at work, stuff like that. People don't do that. People be actually on their phones when they eating dinner at home. The wife, the husband, the kids, everybody's in their own world. You don't know what they're watching or looking at on. You ever notice? You don't know what people are watching on their phones and stuff or what they listening to. You know what I'm saying? It is crazy, man. This thing, it like I said, I use it for promoting business and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I got my, of course, YouTube channel and TikTok. I talk about entertainment, politics, and technology. But at the end of the day, on my Facebook, Instagram, pretty much 80% of the stuff I post is for, if I'm promoting a comic book, I'm promoting, the podcast or stuff like that, or what we're doing the nonprofit. I don't waste my time anymore, especially on Facebook, putting the BS on there. I even went dark on my Facebook page. I don't even have a profile picture anymore. I just post pretty much quotes, stuff, positive stuff. You know what I'm saying? So let's go back to it, y'all. Hold on, my fault. That thing here went down. Hold on just for a second.
Skill set to ask for help, combined with the fact that they're so good at Facebook and Instagram, they're good at putting filters on everything. So they're good at showing you how smart and strong they are. These kids who commit suicide, you go look at their Instagrams, you would have no clue that they were depressed.
People look like they have a much better life than they really do. People are posting pictures of when they're really happy. They're modifying those pictures to be better looking. People basically seem they're way better looking than they basically really are, and they're way happier seeming.
What, man? What are you talking about? So many people, especially females, they be up here, and come on, y'all. We know how some of these people look in real life. They do these filters. People up here using all these type of apps, alternate bodies and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Just because they want that fantasy look. Everybody want to be a model. Everybody want to be this vixen. Every guy want to be, this, you know what I'm saying? The dude, and at the end of the day, a lot of y'all are faking. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, why you got to post so many pictures? I used to do that. I'm like, I'm posting all these pictures for what? Who I'm trying to impress? You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I didn't delete all my pictures. Like, if you go on my Instagram, I got 2 pictures up there. I had like hundreds. I couldn't even believe how much I posted. People have become lovers of themselves. Facts got to be. It is crazy. And see, this is the podcast y'all need to be on. We're gonna touch on some more of it on We Control You P2, but man, I gotta touch on it now just to kind of let people know that if we don't watch it, man, it's gonna be over for us as I mean, this ain't no black or white thing, it's a human thing. Let's continue.
Than they really are. So if you look at everyone on Instagram, you might think, all these happy, beautiful people.
Facts.
And some of the happiest seeing people, actually some of the saddest people in reality.
Social media isn't real, but you don't ever see real life. The 99% of our lives, the behind the scenes, the unglamorous, unfiltered, day-to-day, bland normality. And you end up comparing your behind the scenes to other people's fake highlight reel.
Yep.
And using others as a mirror or benchmark for how you should look, how successful you should be, or how you should live. You'll become your happier self when you stop putting pressure on yourself to be more like someone else.
And they know that this causes depression. They're injecting things into your head that you didn't ask for. Our lives are becoming more transparent, just inevitably, it's just pulling us.
It'll destroy relationships, it'll cost time, and it'll cost money, and it'll make it worse.
If you've messaged anybody this week, would you share with us the names of some of the people you messaged?
No.
Exactly. Look, like I told everybody, let's see what Kathy B said. People start to really believe they look like that. Exactly. Look at the increase in plastic surgery. Yup, BBLs and all that, tummy tucks and all that. And I say this a lot, y'all. And I'm gonna keep it real. Some people can get mad, and some of y'all know it's true. Let me see. I got a quote. Let me see what that quote I put on my page. Hold on, my Facebook page. Hold on. I put a quote. I don't know why I got this on. Hold on. It's a quote I got.
As
Hold
long
on.
as you
Hold on. I'm on my face, but why y'all handing me? Sometimes people don't want to hear the truth because they don't want their illusions destroyed. Let me repeat that again. Sometimes people don't want to hear the truth because they illusion are destroyed. That's so true, man. That's facts. Some of y'all live in a damn illusion. Some of y'all see stuff pop up on social media and you go buy stuff. Oh my God, man, let me tell you something. These people put ads. I told somebody this a while back. It's a TED talk. It was a TED talk interview with this doctor. It was like probably 8, 9 years ago, right? This scared the hell out of me when I found this out. He said, listen, technology have got so advanced that these people can read your eye muscles. If they know you're addicted to porn, you're addicted to certain things, they can read your eye muscles and they'll they'll go into the algorithms and find stuff that you like, porn or certain just anything, and they'll put it there and they know you'll like it and you'll end up want to get it through Amazon or whatever. I'm telling you, that's how they get people. It's so many people they got weak minds. They know exactly what you're thinking. That's why, like when you say we be talking about certain things and they pop an ad up on your phone because they listening to you. They know we control you, y'all. This is real. Y'all think it's just a documentary I came up with. This is a movement. These people know that most people ain't gonna believe the stuff we be trying to tell y'all. You know what I'm saying? So let me pull this up. Let me see. I just download this. And we just speaking of relationships. Let me go. Oh, yeah, hold on.
Itself is going to come from social media. We're going to kill ourselves. And that when the aliens 500 years from now do the post-mortem on mankind, they're going to find that it was basically a suicide. That we killed ourselves in this technological infancy, not quite adolescence, but still infancy that we happen to be in. I would look at it and say, you know what, far more than the threat of Russia or China is the existential threat that we're facing right now as a civilization because of the dumbing down of our citizens, people in the West, from social media. Why do we have such short attention spans? We have short attention spans because people are addicted to social media. They can't understand, they can't differentiate right from wrong, they can't differentiate real from fantasy. That's what's ultimately going to wind up killing our society. It's not the Venezuelans, not the Cubans. We're doing it to ourselves.
Hey, man, did he tell a lie? And I'm going to tell y'all this. Yep, I've been telling hubby that he stayed on Facebook. That's all they show is ads. Yep, I'm telling you, man. They we control you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna see when I'm coming hard on this one, y'all, in no October. Like I'm telling you, like we gonna bring everything out on this documentary, man. Like I'm even when it comes to racism, y'all. I'm this put it all out there. Even with racism, we gotta be careful, y'all, because they use that. They we talked about that last night on TikTok, man. Come on now. I know some of y'all make money off of racism too. Racism exists, it does. Just like you got rapists and you got murderer, rapists, and all that. You got all that, right? Racism ain't going nowhere, just like rapists and murderers ain't going nowhere. But at the same time, y'all understand what I'm saying. You can't blame racism on every damn thing. And some of y'all don't even think for yourself. Some of y'all just go along with it. Just go along feeding the machine, just go along with it because everybody else saying it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I be yelling white supremacy, and half y'all don't even know what white supremacy really is. It's funny. I used to be like y'all, unfortunately, but hey, sometimes when you really wake up, you really wake up. Let's get into this. Yeah, man, I got no time for all this crap no more, man. Let me see. Hold on. So I got this one right here.
Social media, right? What I see has killed more relationships than physical cheating ever did. But nobody ever wants to talk about it. Everyone's out there comparing their real life to someone's highlight reel. I think love should feel like a TikTok montage, right? Constant highs, never a low. You forget real relationships take two people. And sometimes it may be ugly. Sometimes it's uncomfortable, vulnerability, right? It's about showing up when it's not perfect to your way or what you see on someone's timeline. But social media has made people very addicted to the fantasy, not the reality, right? And let's be real. Some of you aren't even loyal to the relationship you're in.
Mm.
You're loyal to the attention you get when you post a good picture, right? You see it all the time. Then you sit there and wonder why your relationship feels empty. It's because you're not feeding the connection. You're feeding your ego. I'm going to tell you, the hard, cold truth, the more attention you need from everybody else, the less you're ever going to be enough for the one person who actually chose you, right? You keep chasing the fantasy they sold you online and wonder why you keep losing something real.
Hey, man, that's so damn real. Hey, I couldn't even say it no better myself. Listen, let me tell y'all something, man. You see, folks, it's cool if you want to post pictures. Hey, Blue Moon, you and your boo or whatever you want to call he or her or whatever. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But doing it every day, putting in your stories. Oh, we got this perfect marriage and nothing never go wrong. And come on, man. It ain't no such thing as a perfect marriage, ain't no such perfect relationship, ain't no perfect kids, and nothing's perfect. You're gonna have issues, and they sell this crap to y'all on social media. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of the sisters up here and some other women, not just black women. I'm living my best life. But you always try by yourself. You don't want to be by yourself. I ain't saying marriage ain't for everybody. It's not. But I'm saying, and then you got to think about some of us 50 and up. I'm not saying you can't have a good time. Believe me, I'm gonna do me, but at the same time, I'm not going to no clubs and stuff. And I got grandkids now. You know what I'm saying? And plan on having some more. And I'm trying to have easy let me see. Everyone I know married over 30 years don't live or post exactly, Kathy B. Them the real marriages right there. Why the hell we gotta let y'all know what's going on? That's what I respect about Ice Cube. He don't really put his wife out like that. We saw his wife me a couple times. He didn't put his wife out there. A lot of these entertainment have their wives, pictures of their wives. They be like, people like, why you don't show pictures of your husband? Why you don't show pictures of your wife, your relationship? Because it ain't your damn business. I ain't gotta show you jack. Shoot, I ain't trying to show you no man so y'all can be hating. You got some women and men, but a lot of women. Even if you ain't doing nothing, they like you. If you engage them on Messenger or inbox one time, just one time, they'll go pull that up and throw it on your page, man. They'll tag you. You gotta watch out what you do on social media, man. Can mess up a lot of relationships. Like they were saying, it's one more, and then that'd be it. Let me see. Yeah, man. I've been want to touch on this for a minute. Like I said, we're gonna be talking about this on We Control You P2, but yeah, man. Let me see. It's another one. Hold on. Check this out.
Understand racism as a system. So this is another key challenge, which leads me to chapter 2, which is racism and white supremacy. Racism is a system, not an event. And it's the system we're in. And none of us could be, and none of us were exempt from its forces. But the way we're taught to think of racism functions beautifully to not only obscure the system, but to exempt us from its forces, right? Or to have us believe we are exempted from its forces. Now, as a white person, I was raised to be racially illiterate. And I actually think all white people are raised to be racially illiterate in this culture. And in gaining racial literacy, I have had to understand not just the collective dynamics and dimensions of racism, but how racism impacts different groups who are perceived and defined as people of color, how it impacts them differently. Right? So not all peoples of color experience racism differently. The things I internalized about different groups is different. Where and how they are positioned always in relation to whiteness or far away from whiteness, and how that manifests, right? All of that must be understood.
And that's not the one I wanted to touch on, but since she said that, for those who think, people don't understand what white supremacy is, it's a system, y'all. People get on social media and they be ranting and all kind of crazy stuff. And let me tell you something, man. We got to be careful too on social media when it comes down to like when it comes down to politics and stuff like that too, because a lot of us don't know what the hell going on. A lot of us don't even know how politics work, and they use that to our advantage and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They'll start like coming up with stuff. And like I said, Nolan Wells, that's the name of the brother. I don't know how I had a brain freeze earlier, but Nolan Wells' case, man, we gotta be real careful about this. Like I said, I think it might be some foul play, but that's why I ain't talking too much on it. We talking about it on TikTok last night. I just gotta let it play out, man. And I know some people are hoping and wishing, you know, that these white kids did something, and they probably did. They know something, but I'm not gonna take nothing. I'm not gonna rule anything out. He could have fell, hit his head, and drowned. I don't know. And if that's the case, we gotta let it go, y'all. But if it's not the case, we got a serious thing here. But even that being said, nothing will be done but a bunch of talking and protesting. They're supposed to be protesting in August for voters' rights. And let me tell you, social media, they're using social media to their advantage. But we cannot let social media destroy mankind, y'all. We can't. We can't let this be the end game because I did a study. I asked people, I said, can you live without social media? Most of the people said no, they got to have it. Some people said yeah, but a lot of people said they got to have a missing body part from the. Yeah, I heard about that too, Casby. They said missing body part. Yeah, yeah. So like I said, it's we gonna I'm gonna let it play out, and I'm gonna I'm gonna do my research and due diligence and stuff on that. But listen, y'all, we cannot let this win. We cannot let. I love technology, but I ain't no fool. I'm not putting my full trust in technology like that. It's a good tool to have, but at the same time, when you understand that they can use this to warp our minds, like I said, you got people who are cheating on social media. People, if you engage in the talk, you already kind of like cheating. Y'all women, y'all know y'all like attention. Dudes, send you post a picture and dude hit you in your back in the back room, like, yeah, you so sexy, pretty lips, you got pretty smile, and let me tell you something. All guys use the same line pretty much. I'm breaking the code, y'all. I'm giving up the code, brothers. Sorry, man. I got daughters. Women, ladies, listen. Most guys say the same thing. See, y'all gonna bite. Most of y'all bite, especially if you find that guy attractive. It is what it is. All BS, exactly. And my mom said, if a woman gonna get with you, she gonna get with you regardless what you think your game is. I believe that. You know what I'm saying? But you just like you gotta be careful, man. Like I said, you go into people inboxes and DMs, boy, there'll be so many divorces. You'll be surprised the thing you think you know about your person, your spouse. Because a lot of people got a dark side to them, and social media have actually brought the dark side out of people. It have. People is all kind of sick, freaky ish, all kind of fetishes and stuff like that. I heard people I knew for a fact who wouldn't be talking like this 20 years ago, but now everybody's swingers. They got swinger groups and stuff like that on Facebook. Swinger groups, y'all. Yeah. We control you. But anyway, y'all, I'm about to get up out of here. I'm probably do a couple videos. I'm gonna probably put up my shorts. Y'all know my shorts be jumping. Trying to get my get the algorithm going up in here so I can get the same kind of numbers. But anyway, that being said, shout out to Captain B, the UEOA. Y'all know what it is. We out. Peace.